Hello everyone. My name is Gayatri. I am a social media marketing strategist for entrepreneurs and online service providers who do not like pushy and sleazy marketing. So that also includes introverts, and because introverts are I see like a lot of introverts do not like to sell their own services or their products in a more pushy or sleazy way. So I'm also an introvert, so that is one of the reasons why I also tend to help introverts and multi-passionate people. So that is a short introduction about me. So that's whom I help at the moment,
Great,
Andrea.
great. So we decided to bring the theme about showing up without showing up, right? Although
Right.
I promote showing up for your business and create and establish a personal brand, there are always ways to showing up without showing up. And we as introvert fempreneurs need to save time, save energy so we can keep our motivation towards our goals and keep with the business, right? Because when we feel our energy depleted, the motivation goes down, and if we are not showing up in the business, the business won't grow, right? So
Right.
you are most specialized about not showing up, right?
Exactly. Right.
So when your clients go after you and ask for help, it's about being in the shadow, right?
Yes, lurking in the shadows.
Yeah. And it's possible. There are different ways from doing business, and as I always say, every strategies we see out there, everywhere, every of them work, but some are not in alignment with our essence, and we need to find what works, what is in alignment, right? Because again, if we do things that aren't in alignment, the energy and the motivation will go down. And share a little bit about that, your people's concerns, why they decide to be in the shadow, not going after visibility, in a way to speak, and be seen as a leader. Also, although leaders nowadays have a connotation that we need to also change that meaning, because being a leader, there are several ways of being a leader. But what are your people's concerns about not wanting to show up?
Yeah. Uh, like I would start with myself because I was I'm an introvert and I still am not totally okay with being online. As in like I do not I am online, but it is not like I'm always online as well. So that is one of the reasons why, because when I started my online marketing journey as well, so that was the first thing, like everybody was asking us to show up, like you have to show up, obviously that is important, and without showing up you're not going to find out the people whom you can help and whom from whom you can take help as well. So when I started, I was finding it very difficult to be on, for example, live. So that was like I thought I would never be able to do a live or even interview kind of thing. But then, but that's like the beginning stage. I guess not everybody is okay with being on camera, and introverts especially, and that is not actually we need not see that as a disadvantage, because at that time when we are initially starting up, or when we have a lot of things, like when somebody's starting up, you already are wearing a lot of hats, like you're also managing your own business, like the coaching, for example. If there is a coach who is an introvert, and they're also doing social media marketing. And so that becomes like that becomes like a double work for them, because they also have to get clients for their own business, but showing up on social media itself will take a lot of time. Being on social media and being a social media manager and strategist, I do know that social media marketing itself takes a lot of time. And so that's one of the reasons. One is when they are camera shy, or when they do not have enough time. That is also one of the reasons why uh, people do not show up. And so these are the like top main things which stop somebody from showing up. But when we see it as a disadvantage, uh, I mean, because we are constantly being said that we have to show up regularly, and that's where is the difference, I guess. Showing up regularly is different from showing up every day. So that is again one more thing that I had to learn during my journey. So which is again what I would say is like being consistent is does not mean you have to be constant. So that is another thing that I had learned during my journey. So the main two reasons which I see are either there is no time, but for introverts it's mostly because they're camera shy. But it also doesn't mean that they don't have things to say, or there are no other ways of expressing themselves. For example, I write better than I speak. So for me, like that, like there are some, I know a lot of introverts who are very good at speaking uh, than writing. So what we do is we try to do one thing more than the other, because for example, on social media we say that the video format is reaching a lot of people. So that is what we are supposed to be doing. So we put ourselves in that zone of uncomfortable, in that uncomfortable zone, that we have to be in front of a camera and we have to talk in front of a camera. But when you're good at writing, uh, we've but that's your strength. So you're supposed to work on your strengths. Like you are supposed to take your strengths and use that to your advantage, rather than putting yourself through that discomfort. So that is what I would like to talk about today mainly, because just because they are not showing up on videos, it doesn't mean that they don't have anything to say, or it also doesn't mean that you are any less of a leader or an entrepreneur, however you identify, like so online service provider, marketer, whichever way you identify. So it doesn't mean that you do not have things to say just because you cannot be on camera. So that is what I would like to talk about today, and also would like to hear what you have got, like from your clients as well.
Yes, and I totally agree with you. Mostly because introverts, we are very much inside our heads a lot of time, right? We are more in the inside, and extroverts are go easier on camera and share their thoughts. So it's very very easy for us to keep more on the writing path, right? On the and keep hiding ourselves and share. And there are a lot of people that have business and they share themselves on pictures, but they don't do a video. And they create, even here on Instagram there are many accounts that you can find that don't do reels, don't do lives, don't do videos, and uh, have only picture or even graphics. But it all depends on the goals of the person and how they want to be known. There are people that we don't even know who is behind, right? But
Right.
it needs to start, and the first point I want to bring here is that you need to know, you need to have your vision of success, right? You need to know how you want to be seen, how you want to be known, because all the actions, all the steps you will do will be according to it, right? So if you don't want to, and you don't need to be on camera right from the start, if you don't want. As I always say, you can enlarge your comfort zone. And even for me, before I showed up on video, it took a long time. I don't remember. In the first 3 years of my past business, I didn't show up.
Yes.
I only showed some body parts, my hands, I didn't even show my face. So, and on video, it took a very, very long time, because also I thought I didn't need that in my business. Then I enlarged my perspective, my views, and I started to bring other type of goals. I started to dream more and see that it was possible to reach other things. And I started to bring towards me what I wanted to develop on myself, right? So entrepreneurship is a long road and is a journey, and we don't need to do all at once. And yes, on yesterday's post, I even told that we need, as you told, we need to have plenty of hats on our head, right? We need to rule several areas. So one thing I learned from a coach is to focus on at maximum 3 areas of our business per year, because we will see many people saying that you need to do this, and it's overwhelming, mostly for us introverts, right? It can get very overwhelming. You don't need to say I won't ever do that, but you can put on a bucket list for, I don't know, 2 years from now, right? You don't need to start doing all the things right now. You need to focus on it's a kind of a ladder, right? Step by step you will climb. So focus on 3 areas. If you cannot manage 3 areas, it's important also to at least put one area that also works on yourself, because you are the SEO of your business. So you also need to work on yourself, and it will impact your business also. Yes, you also said that many people say they don't have time.
Yes.
It's true,
Yes.
but I learned.
That was one of the biggest reasons for not being like showing up on.
Yes, and many times, because we don't give a proper use of our time, we think that we need to do all the things, because we hear all people saying that we need to do and have, and probably most of them are true, but again, we don't need to do all at once. And like I was saying previously, all strategies work even if you don't shop, but you need to understand. I always say my thoughts today are all over the place. My gosh. But I always say that we are not for everyone, right? And I preach about showing up and the importance of establishing a personal brand. But I know this doesn't work for everyone, and I'm not the right fit for them, right? And there are plenty of strategies and business models that work. You just need to find the one that fits your essence, fits your vision of success. But the thing is true that when you show for a business, things happen fast. Mostly if you don't have capital to invest in things in systems, in paying ads that prevents you from showing up and things work for yourself, right? But most entrepreneurs don't have the capital to start investing in big things, in big systems right away. And establishing a personal brand it's important to leverage and make things a little bit faster. And yes, let me know what what you think about it.
Actually, I was going to talk about just the thing that you said just some time ago about building up. You have to show up, but it need not be in the way that they are saying, like how like the mainstream is saying. So that is what I was getting at in the introduction as well. So because uh, I would start with the consistent part, like because that's what we hear a lot of time, and we think that being consistent means we have to come daily and show up on on social media, and but that can be periodic. We can change it according to the season of our business, according to the energy that we have got. We do not actually have to be there every single day if you do not want to be there, because at the end of the day, it is, as you said, you are the CEO of the business, so you also need to be uh, you also need to have the energy to show up. You also need to be in the headspace to show up, be in the good, in the mindset to show up as well. It is not necessary that you have to come every day, and that is not exactly what consistency means. So that is another thing I would want to just add on to your point, because I did this. I did that mistake of uh, imagining that consistency means that I have to come every day and I have to show up. You can show up in different ways, as you said. Another point that you were talking about was like we can show up in different ways, which is that is exactly what helped me, because I, even though I am a social media marketing strategist, I do not post much too regularly, or as well, even on my social media pages. But I do have another ways of other ways of connecting with people, like for example, networking events, or which is in which I'm more comfortable talking, like in a small group or one-on-one. It's easier for us to talk. So if that is good for you, why should we feel bad about it? Like we do not have to actually take up somebody else's strategies, like you said, to work for us, because every strategy works. We just have to pick the ones which are good for us. And I think in that way, like only when we experiment all these things, only when we start using like cherry picking from all the strategies that are available, that we will come to know which works for us, and which does not work for us. We can leave it up. It's all right. It's there's no need to feel any guilt or any shame or anything about it. You just have to find your own way.
Totally, totally. And about consistency, yes, it doesn't mean you need to shop every day. And even if you want to shop every day, you don't need to be actually there every day, right? You can have
Right.
a stack of pictures or videos if you want, and you can have they are saved and to use on those moments. Mostly because talking now to women that are my ideal client, we don't operate at the same level of energy like men. And we
Right.
also need to understand that. And through the month, our energy level, it's a roller coaster also, right? And we need
Right.
to understand that. We need to understand how our hormones work
Work. Yeah.
so we
Yeah.
can
Your body.
plan
You need to.
ahead. Yes, yes. And consistency, if you want to show up one time or post, at this moment I'm gonna talk about posting. You can post. There are plenty of people that post one time a week, but then they go and do networking events. They connect on Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, and all those things, but keep a minimal presence. And many times they shop more on stories, but if you don't want to use stories, there are, again, there are plenty of ways. Of course, that social media, and now today I noticed that on stories, Instagram launched two new tools, and social media, when they launch new tools, they want you to use the tools.
Use it.
They leverage your posts and all your content when you use those features. But for example, for me, I don't like the avatars. I don't like them.
Yeah.
And I'm not using, and I see plenty of people using them on Facebook, for instance, mostly because you have those color block posts, and
Yes.
I don't like the avatar, and I think I used it once, and still I cringe it, because I didn't find an emoji that was giving the message I wanted to send.
Wanted to convey.
Yeah, but again,
Right. Yeah.
the social media will boost the things that they have new, so they can see how people like it, to see if it's something they will keep investing on or not. But you don't need to follow all the trends just because they are trending. It doesn't mean that they will work for you just because it's working for other people. So you need to decide, again, your goals, your future of success, and set boundaries. And here, setting boundaries is, for example, your consistency. What is your posting consistency? Because consistency can look like other things. For example, your branding. If you don't have a branding you stick with, that people can connect with and start understanding, okay, this post is from Andreia, this post is from Gayatri, right?
Hmm.
If you are always changing your branding, you don't bring consistency to your brand, and it will lack on connection with your people, because they don't see a link, right? They don't see a link, and many times, mostly if you don't show up and they don't see you, they will not understand right away that this content is yours, and people scroll very fast nowadays. So you need to bring consistency in several aspects of your business, so you keep your people's attention towards you, right?
That is that is so true. Definitely, you need and also across the platforms, because that is another thing, like having the same brand image, visuals, and the brand voice, maintaining that across the platforms is also important these days, so that the recollection of your brand is easier. I do agree with that point of yours, definitely. And also, as you mentioned about algorithms, like pushing certain features, I would like to add on to that. Yes, because um, for example, reels are pushed by the Instagram algorithm. Okay, so that's how we have uh, been told, and it is true also. So once, but those who are like, for introverts, we do not like to like make dancing reels, or or pointing fingers, or even showing up your face and like talking in front of camera. Okay, we might not be okay with that, but there are other ways of using, like that's what I said, like when you have a certain strength, like if you're good at writing, um, we can use that, your writing, in a way that it can be used as a video. Or if you're good at speaking, for example, the podcasts are very good examples, because those are the people who are good at talking and speaking, like like it could be a solo podcast as well, or between two people, conversation between two people as well. But the point is, they are conveying through their voice, so it's not necessary that they have to even be on screen, as long as your message is conveyed. So that is what you can do even with writing. But we just have to be a little more creative, and make sure how we can incorporate your message in a way that it reaches your audience in a way they will understand. So that is where the social media marketing and the creativity part also plays an important role. So it is not impossible to it's not necessary that it's not necessary that you have to only show use videos in a certain format. So as you said, like even as we were discussing, you were saying like you started with your hands or any object in front of you. All those things are really good strategies for really good ways to start showing up as well on social media. But yeah, and apart from that also, like even if you're not ready to do even that much, I see that as a level. Like initially you might not even be ready to speak, maybe you're just writing, or that's all you are okay with. So you can start with writing and putting a post, but once you get more and more confident and you feel like it's okay for you, and if you're comfortable and it's aligned with you, that it's okay for you to show your workspace, or showing any of your projects or anything like that. If you Whenever you get to that point, we can adjust it accordingly. It's not like we do not have to go from 0 to straight 100. We can go from 0 to 1, 2, 3. There are so many steps we can do that, and with creativity we can definitely use even the features, even the new features like reels or anything else that Instagram is going to come up again.
Yes.
So we just need to think a little differently. That's it.
Yes, and I wanted to bring reels here because they push them very much, and it's a great way to connect and to reach new people, right?
Right.
The job of reels is to gather more new people to see
Right.
you. So there are plenty of ways that you can show up without showing up, and one of them is, like you said, using the writing, the captions, and you can have a video a video about something you recorded. It needs to be in alignment with your brand message, right? You don't go and share, for instance, I don't know, nature, if you are not connected with nature and your brand is not that aligned. It needs to speak a little bit, but you can have random videos, or even make on Canva or other platforms graphic videos that then you put the text in them and send your message. There are plenty of people doing that. Other thing you can do, this way you will show up a little bit but not talking to the camera, is recording yourself working. You don't need to stop what you are doing to speak to the camera, and you can record your daily basis when you are on the computer and showing yourself on the side or from the back or something like this, and you can still keep some privacy on the work you are doing. But yes, there are several ways. And you were telling, I tried those pointing, and it was such a time consumer for me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it was,
Actually, sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to say, like, actually, when you start doing graphic reels, or when you make reels out of graphics and then use it as video, you'll see that that takes a lot more time than actually showing up and talking. So you might rather just come online and talk. But it is definitely a journey. It is not. It is not going to happen on the first day. So it will take time, but it's all right. Like you can take that time. There's no hurry at all.
yes, totally. And I also tried it, and this was great for me to start speaking. because
Mm.
both of us are not English native, but
Yeah.
I know that I mix up some verbs, sometimes I forget some words, and
Yeah.
I was delaying showing up and using the lip sync trend that
Mm.
many
Right.
people use. It was a great way for not using my voice and using that, but I thought also that it tended to be a very time consumer, and I felt lack of energy doing those because firstly I needed to sync my lip with the voice, and it
Yes.
was very try and error, and then also searching for the type of video that would align with the message I wanted to send. So but this is a it's like a progression, right?
Yes.
Also
Exactly.
because you need to vary. So if you only do lip sync, if you only point, if you only share videos where you with graphics, they will look all the same, and people will scroll by. And I follow a video coach, and she told us to the community of her, the audience that follows her. She was telling on that reel that when she began, she would always use the same background of the place, her working place.
Uh-huh.
And until someone told her that all the videos looked like the same because it was her speaking to the camera with the same background.
Same
So
background.
she started to change things. And also, when we start, we think that all needs to be polished, all needs to be perfect, and we want to share that professional side of us, right? And now she and also I'm comfortable also recording from my car, for instance. It's not polished, but it's raw, and nowadays people connect very much with
Mhm.
the raw and
Yeah.
the authentic side of us, right? Not only the pretty side. So if you are going to record yourself working, don't clean all the things because we know that for many of us it's not true, right?
Yes, it is not the reality at all. It's a mess behind the scenes. Right.
Yes. So tell me, I lost my mind here. Tell me what are two 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 things you work the most with your clients.
Uh, Two things that I most work with. Is
Mm-hmm.
that what you're asking? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I personally like to create graphics. So that is what I love, and strategy. These two are my like the core of my service. So if so, I would either strategize the whole uh, marketing for for a particular platform, or I would like to do graphic designing. And this is actually, I do also have one special like I have also added on a special service which is just called faceless reels. That is especially for introverts, because yeah, because we need at times we need we are not confident enough, or we just do not want to show up our face yet, or and at that time we can use I have used a lot of faceless reels. Even in this account you can see a lot of most, like, I think all of my reels are faceless reels in this account itself. So that is one thing which I added specifically for introverted entrepreneurs, because until they get to that point, or it's all right even if you do not get, but until you get there, it is okay to use faceless reels if you want to make use of the reels feature. And yeah, the definitely, creating graphics, as I said in the beginning, it's a time is a huge factor for them. It's not because it is time consuming, so social media is time consuming, even if you do not create graphics, even if you're just coming online and speaking and just posting, even that takes time. So I do understand, so that is why I have included that as well on in my services for introverted entrepreneurs. So yeah, so that is a special addition to my services.
What's one? I missed the word. Um, what's one tip that you give for people that are using graphics to show up behind the scenes?
For graphics.
Sim, sim. Yes, yes. I was talking in Portuguese now.
Okay, nice. Portuguese. Okay, so for if they're using graphics, okay, I would initially like I would again categorize into two, the set of people who are quite new, like they have no idea about how to work with graphics or anything, and and a set of people who are a little bit okay with working, like designing graphics. Those who are new, definitely I would suggest them to use anything that's available on Canva, because Canva has evolved so well. This is not sponsored, but I'm just telling that Canva has evolved so well that it is so easy to create any graphics these days using Canva. But those who are good at it, they can definitely go ahead with using more of Adobe. And but I still prefer Canva, because I don't know, I just love Canva. Even now I prefer Canva a lot, more than anything else. But if you're good at it, you can definitely go ahead using that Adobe as well. So um, and did you ask me anything else?
I asked about a tip that can save time. You specialize on that. Probably you have
Okay,
something
to
that is
save time. Okay.
the best
I
tip
would say
to save
templates
time.
always. Definitely templates, because uh, you know whether you are showing up with your face, or as you're you know having shooting a video of something that of of your workplace or whatever, like whatever you're doing, that is all okay, but have your templates, because that reduces the time a lot. Like if you have like the branding along with your branding colors, um, and even if you need to have a space for polls, those things, definitely leave up some space and have some templates handy. Definitely it helps a lot in saving time. So that is, this is like, I would say this is like the basic, but it is also very important in saving time. For me, it has helped a lot in that.
Yes, yes, totally. I agree with that. Having templates helps a lot, saves a lot of time because Canva is it's very it's great to use, and we can spend time in time there, right? If
Right.
we don't track our time, it can be addicting. It was the word I was looking for. Yes, that was great. Thank you so much for being here. Let us know where we can find you, uh, because we are going to be linked in this with your profile. But where can people find you?
Yeah, and thank you so much for having me here, Andrea. I am really grateful for this opportunity. And you can also find me, apart from this profile, you can find me on Facebook. So that, and you can also go to the link which is there in this profile, the link in bio section. that is where you can actually get into my email list, which is like the best place for me to hang out. So that is where I am at least a lot more frequent, I would say. Although, yeah, this since the Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all these things were happening, it was overwhelming. So I have also kept that on hold, but definitely get into my email list, because I do send emails, but it's not so frequent that you will get bothered. It is fairly uh, regular, I would say. So that is also, those are the places. So one in the same account, and in Facebook, or you can definitely get into my email list.
Great, great. Okay, thank you again so much for being here.